I didn't leave a note. I didn't leave a message. I didn't even shut the door quietly. I just walked out. Not because I wanted to hurt her, but because I knew if I stayed a second longer, I'd break. And I didn't want her to see me break. Not after everything. I thought love could survive anything. I thought what we had was untouchable. But I was wrong. It wasn't an explosion that ended us. It was the slow erosion of honesty. I saw it happening. Little changes. Late replies. Quick excuses. Smiles that didn't quite reach her eyes. I ignored it. I told myself she was just tired. Just overwhelmed. That we were going through a rough patch like all couples do. But deep down, I knew. And then one night, it became undeniable. I came home late from work exhausted, drained, just wanting to collapse into the woman I loved. And instead, I found her asleep on the couch. Phone screen still glowing. Messages still open. She hadn't meant to leave it unlocked. I wish she had. Because what I saw changed everything. They weren't just friendly texts. They weren't just jokes or memes. They were memories. Plans. Secrets. Words she once reserved from me, now shared with someone else. It wasn't physical. Not yet. But it was worse. It was emotional. Intimate. Real. I didn't confront her. Didn't scream. Didn't wait for explanations. I just left. I took my bag, my keys, my broken heart, and walked out of our apartment into the cold night air. I didn't look back, and I promised myself I never would. I started over. New city. New job. New number. The first few weeks were a blur. Sleep didn't come easy. Appetite disappeared. Silence became a second skin. But I forced myself to heal. Forced myself to move forward. Not because I stopped loving her, but because I loved myself just enough to let her go. I blocked her on everything. Changed addresses. Vanished from the life we once shared. I didn't want to know if she missed me. I didn't want to wonder if she regretted it. Because if she did, she could have said something. But she didn't. And that silence, it said everything. So I told myself she moved on. That she found someone else. That she didn't even notice I was gone. It was easier that way. Until she knocked on my door. It was a quiet afternoon. Cloudy sky. Rain just starting to fall. I was sitting by the window with a book I wasn't really reading. And then 3 knocks. I wasn't expecting anyone. Nobody really visited. That was the whole point of starting over. I opened the door casually. And froze. It was her. Soaked from the rain. Hair sticking to her face. Eyes wide and trembling. Time hadn't erased her. It had just softened her edges. She looked like a faded memory. Still beautiful. But broken. My heart didn't race. It didn't ache. It just paused. She said my name. Softly. Like she wasn't sure I'd remember it. I didn't speak. Didn't move. Didn't know where else to go, she said. I wanted to say, you had plenty of places to go. You just never picked me. But I stayed silent. I let her in. Not because I forgave her. Not because I missed her. But because I needed to understand why. We sat across from each other. Same room. Worlds apart. She looked around the place like it was sacred. Like it told the story of who I became after her. It's nice, she said quietly. I nodded. I never got the chance to explain, she continued, and maybe it's too late now, but I've replayed that night over and over again. I said nothing. I didn't love him, she whispered. I didn't even like him like that. I felt alone. I felt like you were slipping away, and I didn't know how to reach you. I looked at her. And for the first time, I didn't see the woman who betrayed me. I saw the woman who was too scared to speak, too scared to break the silence that had already been breaking us. I tried to convince myself I didn't need closure, I finally said. But you being here, it proves I still did. She nodded, eyes glossy. I'm not here to ask for anything. I just needed you to know I never stopped loving you. I just stopped knowing how to show it. She placed something on the table. A photo of us from years ago, laughing, young, unaware of what was coming. I've carried this with me, she said, even after you left, even when I deserved to forget. Tears welled in my eyes, but I blinked them away. I stood up. So did she. Our eyes met one final time. I don't hate you, I said, but I can't go back. She smiled faintly. A sad, honest smile. I know. And then she turned, walked out. This time, I watched her go, and I didn't stop her. To anyone listening right now, if someone broke your heart and then came back with an apology, remember this. Closure doesn't always come with a reunion. Sometimes it comes with the strength to say no, even when your heart says maybe. If this story hit home, drop a comment. Let someone know they're not alone in this. And share it with anyone still holding on to a goodbye they never got. Because sometimes, the goodbye you never gave was the closure you needed all along.